What's poppin', everybody? This is Sudowoodo 4. All of the scans for the Japanese sword and shield sets are out. I'm here on Poke Beach, and we're gonna look at them. Since I didn't buy Sword and Shield the video games, and I don't intend to, I'm actually gonna go through all of the new Pokemon and stuff, and maybe give you guys my opinion on them too, really quickly. But we're gonna look at all of the cards here. You got the sword set here, and then the shield set right here. 60 cards each, so that would be 120 cards. There's a lot of strong cards as per usual, and the V mechanic, it's pretty simple. I'm going to get into it once we see the cards. But let's go ahead and do this, not waste any time. So for the sword set, we have starting with Roselia here. Just 70 HP basic Pokemon. Does 10 damage and then heal 10 damage too, nothing spectacular. Then you got Roserade too, one of the Pokemon, the Gen 4 Pokemon that made it, I guess. At least I think. I don't know like if these Pokemon are in the Sword and Shield video games, but Roserade, 120 HP, one retreat, so decent, I guess. And what do? You do like 1 for 30, and then your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned. Flip a coin. If heads, it's also paralyzed. So a good little decent attack. I mean, stage 1 is probably not going to do too much. You need like overpowered abilities, overpowered attacks. If you're going to make something as a stage 1, this isn't going to do it. But I mean, I guess if you're lucky, the paralysis can be pretty good. You get the poison too. Either way. And then the big attack, Mega Drain, not Giga Drain. 90 damage, and you heal 30 from this Pokemon. This definitely won't cut it, because usually this Pokemon is going to be dying in one shot for sure. So, not that great. Looks good on paper, but cards like these, like I've said before, just can't make it in the competitive metagame. Then we got Maractus, another grass Pokemon, 110 HP basic. It just does 1 for 20, and then for the other attack, powerful needle, flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. It's going to do 60 damage for each heads. So coin flip attack. Coin flip attack, I mean, is one of those crazy attacks, but I don't think it's that good. There's probably better Pokemon that can do this. But I guess it is a basic. Nevertheless, moving on. Okay, so the first V Pokemon. We got Delmice V here. Now, the artwork, I'll admit, it's pretty exotic. We don't usually see this kind of artwork on cards, so I guess it's a good point. So the V mechanic, it's basically just another, EX slash GX ripoff with just a different little branding. I don't really get what the V stands for. They never really told us what the GX ever stand for. EX standard for extra back in the day, meaning like you get extra HP, extra strong attacks. That's why you give 2 prizes. GX, I never knew what it stood for. They never told us. Same for V. But they're not being unapologetic at all. 220 HP. This is just a basic Pokemon. Usually, the extra HP these guys get is more subtle, but they just went all out. I mean, all of the other V Pokemon that I've looked that are just basics, they basically have 20 to 30 more HP than what the basic GXs would have, like from 190 to 180. This dude has 220 straight up, and it's got Wrath of Wraths, cool little attack name. Does 30 damage if any of your grass Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an opponent's attacks last turn. Does 90 more damage. So it's one of those revenge attacks. If one of your grass Pokemon got knocked out, you do 120 for 1. It's good because it only works for 1 grass energy. Usually these attacks cost 2 energy. So it's quite strong. It's going to be a good little revenge attack against grass weak Pokemon. I mean, for sure. And then the big attack, Giga Hammer, 200 damage, and you can't use Giga Hammer during your next turn. But, I mean, 200 damage for 3, no other drawbacks. I mean, you can definitely get over this effect that you can't attack next turn. Or you can't use just Giga Hammer next turn. It's extremely strong. I mean, these days, you don't get knockouts, one-hit knockouts on tag team GXs with 200 damage. It's crazy to think about, but it's true. But I still think this is a very strong attack, maybe with a few damage modifiers, a little bit of softening up. It should do the trick. This is just a basic Pokemon. Basic Pokemon, and everything about it is honestly great. They're just really going with this tactic of we're just going to make the new stuff in the new gens, new set better, so that you got to buy the stuff. It's sad. Okay, moving on. Then we go to the first starter, Grookey. This Pokemon in the beginning, I didn't really think it was too great because it just really looks a lot like Chespin when you look at it from the back especially. But, I mean, from the evolution line, it's actually the best one out of the other three, I would say. The best starter. So maybe if I did get the games, I would pick this guy up. But this is the grass starter Grookey. It just does Fury Swipes. Nothing spectacular. And then Thwachi, or Twachi, however you pronounce this. It's also kind of a decent, stage 1 design-wise. You do Taunt, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, one of their active Pokemon, and then double hit. It'll do 120 if you get 2 hits, 60 if you get 1. The 100 HP is the important part, so it's a decent stage 1. And then there's the Rillaboom. Yeah, good. It's the best. It's the best third form, I would say. 170 HP, very very large. Hammer In won't be a good attack in my opinion. 140. I mean, it doesn't have any drawbacks, but it's just too expensive. But Voltage Beat is a good ability. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 Grass Energy cards, attach them to one of your Pokemon. So it's essentially the same ability, or almost the same, as what the oh god, I forgot its name. I'm crazy. Oh god, what was your name? Volt. You guys know what I'm talking about from the Sun and Moon set. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Volt. Anyway, we're just gonna have to move on. But the one that was used with Rayquaza, letting you get energies. I don't know why it doesn't come to my mind right now. I have no idea. Vigavolt, that's right. Vigavolt. Damn it. But yeah, it's essentially the same thing. Energy acceleration from the deck. It's pretty damn good. You also can get, 2 grass. It doesn't have to be 2 energy types. So, this is easier to use for just straight grass decks. So it's going to be a very good Pokemon for sure. I don't think it's gonna help, Rayquaza maybe see a comeback, but I mean, you never know, I guess, if people still want to try the deck. But this is definitely a good stage to support Pokemon. And we got Salandit here, 70 HP. It looks like it's stuck on the wall there or some shit. Poison, just with Smog, that's it. And then Salazzle evolves from Salandit. Wacky artwork here. I can't say that I dig it, but just 20 for 1 and then burn. Other Pokemon pretty much do this. Or I think it does 10 burn, the turtle guy. So, I mean, I guess it's decent. Stage 1 though, but. And then Bright Flame, 120. And then you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Could help to get like knockouts on fire weak Pokemon, but I mean, it's still not the greatest. Pokemon like this don't got it. And then you got one of the new Pokemon, is the new bug, Sizzlepede. It's supposed to be like a fire centipede Pokemon. Normally I hate bug Pokemon, but I'll admit this is creative. 70 HP, nothing really special. And then the Senti Scorch, first form. It has high HP of 130 and a deck out attack, flame spread. You discard a card on top of your deck for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. We've seen this before. Moltres pretty much does the same thing, and it's a basic, so it'll be better. Then the other main attack, I guess, for 1 fire, and I suppose a triple acceleration, you can do 110, and you're going to do burn 2. completely unimpressive. Even it doesn't matter if you use triple acceleration, this is still bad. You know, not gonna cut it. Krabby, what's good? 10 damage to each of your Pokemon. Wow, spreading attack, not bad, and you can still evolve. And Kingler, 130 HP, and you do 40 damage. Discard the top card from your opponent's deck. Wow. Is this right? So it's going to do damage and discard a card from your opponent's deck, so maybe it's decent. And then Claw Rend, 90 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on it. 60 more damage. I mean, even if it did like 90 more, it probably wouldn't be good enough. But I guess like this, it's even worse. So you do 150 for 3. DC compatible, but you know, like I've said, these cards, it'll be good for hitting water weak Pokemon. Oh yeah, water weak Pokemon for weakness. But a lot of limitations. There's probably better Pokemon. Okay, Lapras V. Completely unrelated note, but I actually saw Lapras in my dreams last night, I think. I don't know why. But anyway, so the other V Pokemon, Lapras, 210 HP, just the basic. So once again, very, very high. This is as much as Stage 1 GX Pokemon have, so once again, power creep. You can attach 1 water energy from your hand to this Pokemon, and then you're forced to switch. And then the big attack, Ocean Loop, 210 damage. Return 2 water energy from this Pokemon to your hand. This makes this Pokemon very good. This is a very good attack. Just a basic Pokemon. You can easily use this with stuff like Blastoise, even Quagsire. Energy conservation too, moving the shit back in your hand. Just very, very good. It's so sad. I mean, Primal Kyogre sees this and rolls in its grave. Definitely. But it's very, very good, and it's going to get even better with the VMAX stuff. Okay, so this is the Lapras VMAX. Fancy artwork, but I mean, not really anything spectacular. It's not even a full art exactly. But immediately you can see the extremely, extremely large HP, 320. Crazy. So this blows even Tag Team GXs out of the water, but this is supposed to be like a Stage 1 Tag Team GX. Because when this gets KO'd, your opponent does get 3 prizes. So this is 2 prizes, and this is 3 prizes. And you just have 1 attack, G-Max Pump, 90 damage, and it's going to do 30 more for each water energy. So it essentially is 180 for 3. And then it's going to get even stronger than that. So yeah, it's just perfect with something like Blastoise. But that damn HP, man, it just, oh my god. You know, with HP getting larger and larger, it just seems like tanking strategies are going to be the way to go, as I was talking about ages ago. You know, taking advantage of healing cards, you know, especially in expanded things like Max Potion. You're just going to get too broken, even more broken than it already is. But yeah, this is the Pokemon. Pretty simple. Do I think it's going to be very good? I mean, probably. You know, that HP is high. Depends how quickly you can get out Blastoise and use this as well. In Expanded, there's things like Aqua Patch 2. I mean, it could be very, very good. I mean, it definitely isn't weak. But I don't know if you can just, if it's going to be consistent enough or fast enough. Moving on. Mantine, 110 HP. And I guess one thing to mention about the V aspect thing, is that this is a new sort of special card. So even though it's essentially the same as GX Pokemon and EX Pokemon, you can't take advantage of cards like Tag, Call, Cherish Ball, stuff like that. They're going to have to print, you know, new V support cards. So I guess maybe GX Pokemon are still going to have a little bit of an advantage in the beginning, but as the format gets deeper and deeper into the Sword and Shield era, obviously these cards are going to be better eventually. Okay, so Mantine, 110 HP. Search your deck for up to 3 water energies, reveal them, put them into your hand. An Articuno card did this before. It's a bit slow. I guess it can be a little bit effective, but not my cup of tea. I'd rather use cards like Energy Spinner, get the energies. Okay, and then use a different, I guess, support attack if you have to do that. And then 60 for 2. Okay. Then we got Sobble, the water starter. I wasn't 100% on this Pokemon, but I guess it does give me some. It does remind me of Mudkip a little bit in ways, like the sadder version of Mudkip, the less confident version of Mudkip. It still looks really good. I mean, the second form, it's okay. You know, pretty nice evolution, and then the third form, it's good design. I'm not gonna lie, it's solid design too. But I think, I don't know. I mean, it's up there with the Grookey line. I don't even remember the name of the other guys, but it's alright. It's alright. Let's look at what you do. Just water gun. That's it. And Drizzle. Bad name, to be honest. They're really running out of ideas with names. Shady Business. When you evolve into this Pokemon, you can search your deck for a trainer, put it into your hand. This is a very good ability. So not only is it good, helping you out if you just use this as a stage 2 deck, helping you get another rare candy or other stuff. But this dude, like the third form, Intalon, basically does the same thing, just let you get 2 trainer cards when you evolve into it. So, extremely good for sure. And Aqua Bullet, it's not half bad. It's going to do 120 and 20 damage to an opponent's bench Pokemon, so it's 140 total for 2. It's not the most broken best, I guess, but it's definitely strong. You know, it's not weak either. Weakness to lightning. I guess, you know, Zekrom and lightning stuff, for as long as they're around, they're going to be solid, so that could be trouble. But as a pro Pokemon to get trainers, you know, it's pretty damn good. I mean, Alolan Ninetales, the fairy one, is still around, and it's not exactly seeing that much play, I would say. But I still think this is a very good ability, very good Pokemon. Get any 2 trainers. They don't have to be items either. Any trainers. So pretty good. Very, very good indeed. Okay, so moving on to Yamper, the dog Pokemon in here. Roar, that's it. And then the Boltund, this guy. Big Bite, 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat. Okay. And then Fighting Bite, 90 damage for 3. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V or Pokemon GX, this attack does 90 more damage. Okay, so they're kind of making sure, I guess, cards like these aren't completely ass. So you will hit V Pokemon for that extra and GX Pokemon, but not EX Pokemon. So I guess they're slowly, yeah, it makes the expanded metagame even more of a mess. So I guess this won't be good against EXs if anybody still plays them, but good against GX or V Pokemon. I mean, anyway. And you're going to do 180 for 3. It's alright, I guess. It's alright. It doesn't outright KO them, but I guess it's going to be okay. You can use Electro Power, though. That's going to help get that KO. So I guess if you use 1 or 2 Electro Powers and make this attack on a V Pokemon, it's going to die in 1 shot. So, could be good. You can't use DC, but I guess you can still use the triple boost energy, triple acceleration energy. And then we got Pincurchin. Okay, Pokemon. It's like a water or lightning Pokemon, I think. I'm not sure. It's lightning, but it looks like one of those water, you know, creatures. Water animals. I don't remember what they're called. But you gotta do Shock Needle. And flip 4 coins, 30 for each heads. If you flip 2 or more heads, paralysis. Okay. Probably won't do anything. And then we got the Gengar line. This, I know it made it into the Sword and Shield games. So, Ghastly. fade out, return this Pokemon and all cards attached into your hand. Wow, so yeah, this is the fade out attack that the old Shuppet and Dunsparce had in Gen 4. There was a tactic with this back in the day, but now I don't think this is really any good. The rules for going first are different as well. I mean, what are you going to do? You're just going to go back in the deck, 20. I don't know, but going back in the deck, I guess that could have some use promoting stuff like Trevenant while you still attack and stuff, but I don't. Maybe somebody's gonna figure out a way to use this card, but it's probably just gonna be for getting Gengar out. There's the Haunter, Nightmare, 20 and Sleep. Now that's good. And then Spooky Shot, 40 damage. Nice Haunter artwork here. And then Gengar. I read this card before. It has a good ability but a bad attack. The ability Life Shaker is essentially what the old Reuniclus had in Gen 5. And I think maybe the Flashfire Dusknoir had something similar. But basically, as often as you like, you can move a damage counter from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. And they gotta be Psychic, from what I understand here. So this is a very good ability. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. Like, you use a big-ass GX Psychic Pokemon, eats up a lot of damage, then you move it to another Pokemon, and then you use like Max Potion Scoop Up or something, so you keep the energies on the field. You do stuff like that. It's a good ability. It has uses. Its Hypnoblast attack is useless, 90 for 3 with instant sleep. That's not impressive at all. But if people are going to use this Pokemon, they're going to use it for the ability. Its stats are terrible, though. I mean, 110 HP, double retreat, fire resistance. I guess another thing to quickly mention, too, is that they didn't change the weaknesses. It's still ×2, which I guess it's alright. I mean, I guess they could have changed it to plus, so things would be more interesting. But the weakness, it seems it returns to -30, like how it was through Gens 1 through 3. So resistance is -30, not -20. At least on the Pokemon I've seen so far. So that's kind of cool. How it was in the Gen 3, so makes me happy, I guess. And then we got Wobbuffet V, 220 HP, another big guy. Darkness, weakness, fighting resistance 2. Kind of interesting, because this... I mean, usually ghost Pokemon are resist fighting, but this dude is just a psychic dude, but it still has the fighting resistance, so that's interesting. But I don't like this guy's first attack. It's the switch all damage with your opponent. So they hit this guy, you hit this guy a lot, and then does the switching damage attack, gets completely healed, and you get all the damage, like Mewtwo does in Expanded. It's really bad, but I guess it won't be as broken on this Pokemon. And then Shadow Bind, you do 70 for 2 if any Pokemon can retreat, and that's it. But it's a decent Psychic Pokemon, especially because they have large HP, these new basics. Then we got the T Pokemon, Sinistea, very, very low HP, and both players drawing cards is not good. This guy does the same, the Poltergeist. The first attack, T-Time, both players draw 2 cards, not good. But the second attack, it's the really good one here, really interesting one. It's basically Poltergeist. 50 damage for each trainer card in your opponent's hand. Same as Gengar and Mimikyu Tag Team GX, it's the same damn attack. Now I guess this is balanced out by this being a stage 1 with only 60 HP. But I mean, I guess the good news is that you can easily search all of these guys with Elm, as long as it's around. I mean, I don't know, with 60 HP, it really just means you're gonna get one attack off and then you're probably gonna die. But I mean, I guess if you want to try this out with Vileplume and just use a less risky Pokemon than Tag Team Gengar, you also then don't have to worry about Pokemon being immune to Gengar, and stuff like that. This is also going to be better against Dark Pokemon, since you were going to die anyway, so you don't care about the weakness. So I don't know. I might even actually try this. I might even actually try this and expand it, to be honest. Use Vileplume with this as opposed to Gengar and Mimikyu GX. You know, obviously there's downsides being a stage 1, but there's a lot of benefits too. I think I'm going to try it out. It's going to be really fun. Moving on. So, Sudowoodo. What up? Draw 2 cards and then Flail. I guess it's what you would imagine. More damage times the damage counters on this Pokemon. 100 HP. I guess it could be handy. It's like an outrage attack, just much weaker, but works with 1 energy. Could be decent. And then we got Boltor. What up? Pretty neat artwork, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't do anything. But Claydol. This guy has Explosion. And I read this before. It does 200 for 2 fighting. And then you're gonna kill yourself. 120 on yourself. But I mean, 200 damage. In Expanded, you use something like Life Dew. Mitigate the cost. And then you just get like 200 damage. Blow something up. It's not bad. Definitely not bad. The first attack just does 1 for 30. And Confusion. Okay. Moving on. Clobbopus. So this is a little octopus water fighting Pokemon. At least I think it's water. I think it's just fighting or something in the games. 60 paralysis with 1 for 20. Okay. Then you got the Graplocked. They added that C over there. 130 HP stage 1. Octolok. The attacks of your opponent's active Pokemon require double more colorless. God damn, it can't retreat. This effect lasts until this Pokemon is no longer your active Pokemon, and you can't apply more than 1. Interesting. So they tried to balance it out a little bit so that if you move it out of the way, the effect goes away, which I guess sucks a little bit, but I mean, I think it's still kind of good. I mean, double fighting energy to use this attack probably keeps that in check too. But it could very well be an annoying Pokemon. There's stuff like the fighting belt and stuff too. That could help it, I guess, if you're down in prizes. Use this with only 1 attack. Can't retreat either too. Interesting. And then Hard Swing, 130. Not affected by resistance. This isn't a good attack. Okay, this might make a lock Pokemon or something, but I mean, there's a lot going against it, so I don't know. It doesn't do any damage either. Fuck. Okay, so that's pretty bad because it doesn't do any damage. It's pretty much worthless. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna stall and not do any damage. I don't know. It has a lot going against this attack, so I'm not too sure about it. And then we got this Stonejourner V, 220 HP. This Pokemon is actually strong, I would say. It's simple, but it's strong. Guard Press, 40 for 1, and it's going to block 20 damage too. I think that's pretty strong. I mean, you're already doing a lot of damage for 1 energy, and then you block in 20. That's 60 damage total between the damage you're dealing and the damage you're essentially going to block, more than likely. Still the large HP, and then Mega Kick, 150 for 3 fighting. It's good. I mean, it's just good. Nothing else to say about it. Straight damage, no drawbacks. In Expanded, you put a bunch of strong energies, choice band and stuff, and this dude is going to be getting knockouts easily. Simple ass Pokemon. I mean, it's crazy, but this dude is already making things like Buzzwole GX almost obsolete. Not entirely, but almost. One thing to do note about these V Pokemon is that they don't have that extra GX attack or something. They just have these 2 attacks. But they don't have that GX attack thing, which I think it's sad because that was actually a good concept, and it would have been good if it was kept around in the Sword and Shield era. So as per usual, we're going like one step forward, two steps back, and these V Pokemon aren't really that creative anyway. Oh well. Just more HP, I guess, and that's it. And then we got Stonejourner VMAX. You get one of these too. God damn. 330 HP. Fuck. So Stone Gift, attach a fighting energy from your hand to this Pokemon and then heal 120 to that Pokemon. Extremely busted. Extremely busted. You can attach an energy to this guy too and heal him, and this is gonna make this dude an extremely, extremely strong tank. So, I don't know about Lapras, but this VMAX Pokemon, I see it definitely being strong. Definitely. I mean, grass Pokemon, there's not a lot of stuff. I mean, it's not like fire hits you for weakness, it's grass, so I think it's gonna be pretty good as a competitive deck in the standard format. And then you're attaching energies too, building up for the 200 damage attack. So it's perfect. What more can you want? It's really good. Really, really good. Croagunk Dark? What? Why is this dude dark? That's so strange. This dude is poison and fighting, so why the hell is it dark? I don't get it. Did they make a mistake or some shit? Probably. Yeah, they're just so bad. I suppose poison type. Oh no, wait. Poison type Pokemon are now represented as darkness Pokemon. Wow. Okay, so that's a new change I didn't know. Now you guys know this too, if you didn't before. Very, very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess makes some sense. I think that might be a good change. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. Anyway, so you don't do anything else. It's just a type change, and then Toxicroak, 110 HP. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, your opponent puts two more damage counters on it for poison. Pretty good. So it's a Viper. It's like Verbank City Gym in the form of Stage 1. What I like about it, it's the retreat. It's much better at 1. So I guess it's not like gonna be like Viper where it's easier for it to be stuck in the active position. Plus, this is a Stage 1, not a basic. So I think this is much better than Viper from Burning Shadows. And it makes the poison strategy really good. Even better in Expanded now, Laser. And then your attack, 70, and poison. And wow, it even adds even more with the attack. So it doesn't seem like 70 is a lot for 3, but if you're gonna do like 40 more, that's 110. Okay, so it's still not great. But I mean, I think its Pokemon is really solid because of the ability alone. And we got Nickit. I like this Fox Pokemon. It's pretty cool. One of the newer Sword and Shield Pokemon that I like. And your opponent shuffles the cards in their hand without looking and puts them at the bottom of the deck. Wait, what? Then your opponent draws 3. Wow. Fuck. So this is kind of... It's one of those disruption attacks. Like disruption effects like Marshadow and Red Card that were really annoying, to put it lightly. But I mean, since it's an attack, I think it's more balanced. Yeah, so maybe it won't be so great. But I mean, still, I don't like it. I don't like it, to be honest. It's like they just banned those cards. So you would think they would learn their lesson, but they're still doing shit like this. Oh, fucking well. It's still something that can be exploited. Okay? So people keep that in mind. And then the evolution. Thievul. Doesn't look, this Pokemon doesn't look good from this artwork, but I know it looks good in general from its design. Your opponent reveals the hand, choose a card, put them at the bottom of the deck, 20, and then 90 damage for 3. This is much weaker, I would say. But I mean, I guess it does damage and hand disruption to the first attack. Okay. Stats aren't so great though. And then we got the Galarian Meowth, Steel Pokemon, Metal Pokemon. Okay, you don't do much. And then the Galarian Berserker, new evolution from Meowth. The attacks of your metal Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Not bad at all. It doesn't say it doesn't stack. So this is basically going to be like Diancie Stage 1 version, but it stacks. So this is going to help metal Pokemon very, very much. It's actually pretty damn good, I'm not going to lie. Very, very good. The attack doesn't matter. But 120 HP, you got the 30 resistance to grass too. Good ability for sure. Then we got Ferroseed, nothing. Clay Art though, okay. I think this has been done before though. I don't know. And then Ferrothorn, 130. 30 times. Coin Flip, okay. I guess it can be 60 or 90 for 1, whatever. And then Triple Smash. Oh no, wait. Energy Slap. 100. You remove all energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So you can save all of the energies if you want to. Okay. I guess. Damage ain't so high though. And then the Galarian Stunfisk. Pretty interesting Galarian form, I'm not gonna lie. This Pokemon takes damage from an attack. Discard 1 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Fuck, that's annoying. It's not even when it gets KO'd, it's every time it gets attacked. This is pretty damn busted. It's pretty freaking busted. It's gonna be one of those wall Pokemon that can be used for hidden switch decks. Stall decks in general. HP is kinda high too, so you better make sure you KO it in one shot. And then Damage Rush. Flip a coin until you get Tails. Okay, one of those attacks again. And then we got Corviknight. Okay, this is stage 2, so I guess the other basics are going to be colorless or something, but stage 2, it evolves from the Corvisquire. Peck, 50 for 1. And then Iron Wings. This should have been Steel Wings, right? You may discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this Pokemon takes 100 less damage. So Tank Guy, 130, won't be so impressive. And if you discard 2, how are you going to get them back? I would say stick to something like Scissor or Melmetal for tank Pokemon. I'm not that impressed. I mean, it is a regular Pokemon, but you know, with the 170 HP, it's easier to one-shot either way. Lightning Weakness, I guess it's different than Fire, but you're still kind of cursed either way against Lightning Pokemon. Don't forget they're good too. Anyway, okay, moving on. So then we have Zacian V, the first legendary, you could say, from the Sword game. I like the Zamazenta, I think it's called, the Shield one. I like that one better. But this guy is very strong in my opinion. Basically what it does, the Intrepid Sword, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, attach a number of metal energies, and then you end your turn. What keeps it in check is that you have to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and find the metal energies. You don't get them instantly from the deck. If it was like that, it was going to be busted. But in the beginning, when you're setting up, or when you have like, I don't know, like a wall Pokemon over there, maybe a basic you're not really attacking with, it doesn't matter. Maybe you can afford to do this a little bit if you stack cards in your deck, get a few free energies. I mean, either way, the great thing about this Pokemon is Brave Blade, 230. I can't use this attack next turn, but it's pretty damn high. I mean, it's a little bit better than the Duskmane Necrozma, but I don't think Magnezone is gonna really make a comeback with this. I mean, gets a KO and a lot of stuff, but not the tag teams, which matter. So, yeah. It's good because the attack is good, HP is good, Metal Pokemon. This could be used as a tank too, don't forget. And Interpret Sword can be useful too. So, maybe it's not so broken as I thought, because you don't get the energies instantly from your deck. But it has a lot of potential still. And we got Minccino. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck. Put it back there. And slap, okay, whatever. And then Cinccino. Once during your turn before you... Once during your turn, wait. We discard a card and then draw. Yeah, I remember. So this is... People have said this, hyping this card up. It's basically Zoroark GX's ability. Discard a card to draw two. It's really good. A lot of less risk involved since this is just a stage 1 too. This can work in any deck, helping you out with your consistency if you want that kind of drawing. Its attack, energy assist 40 damage, attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon too. Freaking busted support Pokemon, huh? I mean, you get that Zoroark GX draw, and then it can help you get energies on the bench while dealing solid damage. So this Pokemon is definitely going to be very useful and very good in many decks. I definitely see it in play. So yeah, Zoroark GX's ability. Not much else to say. It probably won't be on the level of that guy because that guy could attack too. And in Expanded, you could use Skyfield to boost the damage even further. Stuff like that, but I mean, it's still good. It's still definitely very good. No doubt. Okay, so these are the pre-evolutions of the Corviknight Metal Pokemon we just looked. You got Rookidee, nice little owl Pokemon. At least it looks like that. It's bird. Cool. And then you got Corvisquire. This guy's also pretty good. The bird Pokemon are really nice here. They're usually really good. Let's see, stage 1, what do you do? 20. Discard all tools before you do damage, okay? And then 50 for 2, okay. And then we got Cramorant V. I guess one of the duck sort of Pokemon. Or maybe it's a different type of bird. I don't know, but kind of has to do with the UK, you know, that kind of bird that will live there. Got Beak Catch. Search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them into your hand. Pretty damn busted. This makes the other dudes like Hoopa GX for Dark kind of obsolete in a way. I mean, I guess you've got the GX attack, the regular attack, but this dude has more HP. Better retreat, I would say. Fighting resistance too. Varying weakness as well, I think. And then Split Shot. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. It's going to do 160 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. God damn. So this is going to make most snipers pretty much obsolete as well because you discard everything, but unlike things like Entei that I used in Array War, it's been forever since I used that deck now. You can do this every turn if you want to. Like, you can do this more than once. It's a good sniping attack, 160. Works with any energy, which is a real beauty. So I think this Pokemon might be teched out in a lot of decks that want to have that sniping attack in. Gives you even more value than it already has. I think at this point everybody's playing that Pokemon. Almost everybody. Got my breath. But it's a lot of value. It gives a lot of value working with any energy when you can do this sniping attack. DC compatible and expanded too. What more can you want? So not the prettiest, you know, bird, duck, Pokemon, whatever, but very useful. Okay, now we're going to the trainers. Evolution. And since this lets you search out any evolution Pokemon, put it into your hand, so this is going to be a fantastic ass item. It's really going to be good against for regular stage 2s and stage 1s too, which is great. Naturally, stage GX Pokemon are going to be able to use this too, V Pokemon, all that stuff. So busted item, definitely going to see play across the board. Oh god, I definitely need to take a little break. I gotta take a little bit of a break here. Okay, now we move on to the Hyper Potion card. This card is the first Hyper Potion card we ever got, actually, I'm pretty sure. And it really just does a similar thing to Super Potion times 2, you could say. You discard 2 energies from one of your Pokemon. If you do, heal 100 damage from that Pokemon. So, I'm not sure exactly what the ruling is going to be because Super Potion, like even if you didn't discard energies, you could heal 60 if you wanted to. But of course, it was completely outclassed by Max Potion for the most part. This, I'm hoping to God, you gotta discard to use it because otherwise, what people are gonna do is just use it as a Max Potion that heals less, but it's still busted. I mean, heal 120 damage. Yeah, you're gonna have to not have any energies, but it's still great. So I'm hoping to God this forces you to discard energies to get the healing because it says if you do. But I'm not sure how the Super Potion text was worded. But to be honest, I don't want any more healing cards. You know, the GX, V Pokemon, all these cards, they're so busted as it is with healing options. I don't want a card that heals 120 for free if you can do this. I mean, it's insane. It's just too damn good, to be honest. So I hope you're forced to discard energies. It'll make the card bad then. You won't be able to use it, or only Pokemon, only decks like, you know, the Quagsire decks, Weavile GX, Dark Box decks, the decks that move energies around would be able to make use of this. But I think it's fair like that. I don't want it to be used like Max Potion because it's too busted. Moving on. And we got Fishing Rod. I would really just prefer them, they just reprint Super Rod, but in the name at least. But this is just a better Super Rod, you could say. Maybe not so flexible. You shuffle up to 2 Pokemon and up to 2 basic energies from your discard pile into your deck. So it's not going to let you get 3, but I mean, it's still pretty insane. I think it's actually even better than Super Rod. When sometimes with Super Rod, you just want to shuffle in 1 or 2 Pokemon, but if you have more than 2, you're forced to shuffle 3. So that's one of the benefits. And you can get basic energies too. I think it's really good. It's the recovery card I was looking for. Better than something like the Lure Ball and the Lana's Rod. Maybe Lana's Rod has some uses since you can recover a tool too, but this is the kind of recovery card I wanted in a lot of decks and couldn't use, so we're getting it back. The Super Rod Recovery. So an excellent card. And we got Rotom Bike. Essentially what this does is lets you draw until you have 6. So it's a jacked up crack version of a bicycle. But if you do this, your turn ends. So it's balanced out like that. It's going to be good turn 1 when you can attack though. I don't like this because, you know, these days turbo decks, they're all about drawing billion cards in your first turn, going through your deck, doing shit like that, and just this, why would they print such a card? Why, damn it? God, I mean, it helps those decks out. They're gonna make sure that, okay, I run one of these, and once I use this, the turn ends, whatever. It's just busted design card. That's all I have to say. Anyway, got Giant Charm. This gives a Pokemon that doesn't already have a tool attached 30 more HP. Alright, I guess. Another card that they shouldn't be printing, giving extra HP to big ass Pokemon that are big ass already. But I mean, I suppose maybe some stage 1s and stage 2s can use this too. It really makes no difference. It's the big guys that are going to get the most benefit. Oh well. Air Balloon, this is a good card. Not as good as Floatstone, but in some cases this is going to be better than a skateboard and the other board card, U-turn board, because it gives free retreat to Pokemon with 2 or less. So a lot of times, you know, I want to attach a Floatstone-like card to some of my Pokemon, but because I gotta discard energies anyway, if they don't have only 1 retreat, you can't really do the combo. This is gonna help out. So it's like a closer thing to Floatstone. Won't be able to be used with everything, but it's a good card. I like it very much. Look at this red. It's Air Balloon, but it's a bright red balloon here. Looks nice. Yeah, that reminded me of a book I read a long time ago. Anyway, whatever, a novel. Then you got Lumberry. We haven't seen this since forever. Most people are going to tell you this card is useless and that Switch outclasses it. It's quite true, to be honest, but I guess in some very, very rare situations, if you want to get rid of an ailment and not Switch, this is the card for you. But for the most part, nobody's going to play this. People are just going to play Switch. Lumberry. It's too bad. It's too bad, to be honest. Useless print for the most part. Okay, then you got Professor's Research. This is called just Professor's Research. It doesn't give us the grandmama's name here. Professor Magnolia. I mean, I don't know. What the hell does it say here? Professor Magnolia, Professor Research. Oh well. But it's the Juniper effect. Discard your hand, draw 7. The supporter we really wanted, I feel like. I mean, I wish it wasn't a cooler character. Not this sort of grandmama. Maybe I'm being harsh, but yeah. People are definitely going to run this though. It's basically Sycamore Juniper. A card that we wanted. A card that helps out decks by a long shot. So definitely it's going to see play in decks. Yeah. And now for anybody that was using that Ingo and Emmet, they're probably going to drop it for sure. Very, 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 very sad. I'm not going to lie. Because Ingo and Emmet, you know, they're cool full art, but with a shittier effect compared to this. Then you got Bead. Cool rival. I'm gonna admit, you know, Sword and Shield. I like that they gave us an asshole rival again. You know, this guy is cool, has a little bit of swag to him, which is nice. But let's not get in my overall opinions of Sword and Shield. Attach a basic energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Not the greatest supporter, but maybe some decks will use this. Okay, now we move on to the Shield set, I guess. Got a long way to go. You got the big, what the fuck? Blip Bug. Okay, doesn't do anything. And you got this like ladybug, Dottler, stage 1. Just block some damage, whatever. And then the final form, Orbeetle. Like I've said, even though I don't like bug Pokemon, this guy is kind of cool. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck and put the pack in any order. Don't like this kind of effect, but it is what it is. And its attack, 90 damage and 30 more damage times the amount of psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. Interesting. So no matter what, it's going to be kind of a bad attack, but it is what it is. It's there. And we got Gossifleur. I like this Pokemon. Man, before we knew all the bullshit about Sword and Shield. Anyway, search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench. Same attack as the Dunsparce, which unfortunately saw no play from, you know, the EX Sandstorm revamp in Celestial Storm. But this doesn't force you to switch, which I think is better. 50 HP though, anyway. And then the second form, Eldegoss. Another nice Pokemon. Only 80 HP. But Graceful Fuzz. Search your deck for up to 3 Gyarados energies. Attach them to Pokemon any way you like. Excellent energy acceleration, but I would rather, you know, attach like just 2, but and be a basic Pokemon so I'm fast. Like the Geomancy on Xerneas. I definitely would have rather have something like that. Okay. And then we got Torkoal V. What's up, dog? 210 HP. And it does 90 for 3. Discard the top card of your deck. If the card is fire energy, this attack does 90 more damage. Very risky, but if you stack cards in your deck, you can essentially make sure you do 120, 180 for 3 every turn. It just works with Macargo, which is a card, just a Pokemon that goes along with this guy. You know, from Gen 3, you know, Flannery, whatever. So I guess you can use this with Macargo. As long as it's around from Celestial Storm. What do we got next? We got Steam Crash 120. You discard 2 energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This could be something. But the damage isn't the highest. Since it is a fire Pokemon though, Welder is a thing. Other fire Pokemon you can use this with. So it's probably going to be a solid card. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, to make very good use of the first attack, you gotta run Macargo. So, yeah. Not sure. And then you got the Score Bunny. Man, okay. So Score Bunny was my, my starter for choice back when I still planned to get Sword and Shield. I really like this bunny, fire Pokemon. A lot of people were worried it was going to end up as a firefighting dude. I don't really care as long as it's cool and has good stats. But I don't like the third form at all. I'm not gonna lie. Second form I like. It's kind of cool. But the third form, this dude, the Cinderace, I just don't like it at all. People say that Delphox was shit. Delphox is one of my favorite fire starters, in fact. It's very, very good. People are just blind fucks. But this guy, it just doesn't do it for me. It's like a football player. Yeah, I get it. I watch the Premier League. I'm an Arsenal fan. But it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me. It just seems like too much of a fucking fan art Pokemon. Just people that just random guys drawing Pokemon like this. Just more of a Digimon, goddammit. It just seems like more of a Digimon. Anyway. Libero, yeah, it's... Anyway. Libero, once during your turn, once Pokemon moves from your bench to active spot, you may attach up to 2 fire energies from your discard pile to it. It's kind of good. Not as good as the Grookey final form. I forgot his name already, because you can get the energies anywhere. And its 190 attack is not even impressive. I mean, it just isn't. 190. You almost don't KO anything that's relevant anymore with this kind of damage. Anyway, discard 2. 170 HP is high though. It doesn't look like this Pokemon will get 170, but it did. And then the Raboot also kind of looks like a Digimon, but this guy's much cooler for sure. Search your deck for fire energy attached to this Pokemon. 20 for 1. And Score Bunny. 30, discard 1. Okay. It's just so sad. It's so sad. They dropped the ball big time. Score Bunny could have been such a cool starter for me. Anyway. I mean, I guess it's kind of reflective of Sword and Shield because, in my eyes, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, Sword and Shield brought a bunch of features that can't be considered good, but they just did more bad things to me. And they're the shittiest Pokemon games of all time for me, so far anyway. Okay, moving on. Goldeen, nothing. I like the artwork, but nothing spectacular on the card. And then Seeking, 110. Horn Shred, flip 3 coins for each head. This is a card energy from protective Pokemon, so kind of the same thing this guy used to do before, whatever. Nothing else. Quillfish, Poison Barb. If this guy's damaged, poison the opposition. Very, very nice. And then Venom Shock. Shock, 10 damage for protective Pokemon is poison 70 for 1. Very, very good too. So more poison Pokemon strategies. Then you got Scheudle. This guy's nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice little Pokemon. And it evolves into this guy, Dreadnought. This guy's also kind of cool. Yep. And you do 60 and 30 damage for each colorless in your opponent's retreat cost. Okay, won't be great. And then 130 for 4. Not impressive. What the fuck is this? Snom. Yeah, I think this is like the Ice Moth Pokemon. I don't like it. The first form, I guess it looks okay, but I don't like bug Pokemon. And Frost Moth. Yeah. Okay, it's not the worst bug Pokemon. It does have some sort of a coolness to it, but yeah, when you have your moth in your name, you already you're not on my good side. But as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a water energy from your hand to one of your bench water Pokemon. Very good water support. It's not from the discard pile, you know, the Dynamo away, but it's still good, even if it's from the hand. It's strong. It's definitely strong. Water Pokemon, get that support again. You know, you can use this and power up your Blastoise GX and other dudes quickly. And it's as often as you like. Wait. From your hand to one of your bench water balls. What? As often as you like? Fuck me. So I thought it was going to be a once per turn, but if it's as often as you like... Dude, this is pretty much a stage 1 version of Blastoise, Deluge Blastoise. Extremely busted Pokemon. I mean, it's so sad they give this ability on this Pokemon because I'm not gonna like to use it, but yeah, I think this is actually extremely strong. It's very strong. You know, usually this sort of a effect was balanced out on stage 2s, but if you're just gonna be a stage 1, I mean, it forces you to attach it to water Pokemon, but that's hardly a limitation because you would attach this to water Pokemon usually anyway. So it's hardly a drawback. So water Pokemon getting a lot of power, and this makes Lapras V and Lapras VMAX a lot more busted. So maybe that's going to be a deck. You know, it kills fire either way. So it has a lot of stuff going for it. Interesting. And that's basically the Pokemon. I mean, it doesn't... Wait a minute. It doesn't have anything else here. It's just the comments. But I feel like... Yeah, there's other stuff that didn't translate yet. There's this guy. Psychic Pokemon too. Okay, so that was a fuck up on my end. It seems there's a bunch of other Pokemon. So maybe I'll make a follow-up video. But... You know, dude, you did not translate everything yet. Maybe I'm doing this too early. But so far, from what I've seen, they're not being, as usual, they're being pretty stagnant when it comes to new mechanics for the TCG with the V Pokemon. But maybe that's a good thing. But, you know, it's just more HP. Terrible shit. They've given up on the GX concept, which I think sucks. And a lot of broken cards, as usual. So, Sword and Shield. This is a set. I think it is going to make, for a base set, it does make an impact. There's a lot of very significant cards, you could say. With the Water Energy Acceleration, with the damn items, you can get any evolution with this. The Bicycle is a freaking busted card. Balloon is very good as well. Definitely, we get like a Sycamore Juniper reprint. Okay, we get Lapras. We get what the fuck, the fighting dude. This guy's busted. Stormjourner. Yeah, I mean, damn, a lot of busted stuff. So this has been the set, guys. It's not everything, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do the rest in. I mean, stuff like the rare candy. That's a straight reprint. Then you got the Quick Ball. I read this before on Poke Beach when they first announced it. I forgot what it does. I think what it does is like you discard an energy, or you discard any card, and then you can search. What the fuck was it? Any basic Pokemon, yeah. You can search any basic Pokemon, but you put it into your hand. You don't play it on the bench. So this way you can search stuff like Dedenne and other Pokemon that you wouldn't want to search with Nest Ball and have them in the hand. So this is actually quite good. It's not quite an Ultra Ball, but it's pretty good. You know, getting some basics, getting them to the hand instead of playing them down. You know, that's definitely very good. It's definitely going to be very good and expanded for things like Shaman, no doubt. But other than that, I think the other stuff, I need translations. This is a reprint, or no, wait, I think this is like a no, it's a new like choice band, muscle band, something, choice scarf, choice bag, I don't know. Not choice bag, maybe choice scarf. I don't know, I need the translation, I don't know Japanese. Citrus Berry, this I think I know what it does. Just attach it at the end of the turn, you're going to discard it, heal 30. Like the old Citrus Berry. You healed 20 though back then. It was weaker. You got Marnie, I'm very curious to what you do, but I think I read her and she wasn't very good. Nice little gothic chick. Yeah. Anyways, so that's basically the set. Damn, this reminds me actually of the drummer that was in Prince's crew. His like music group. I forgot their name. Anyway, this just hit me. But anyways, so this is the set, guys. Definitely a hell of a set, I would say. And I guess I'm gonna do the rest in another video or on the best cards review for Sword and Shield. So this should give you a good taste though. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this video with your friends. Saber 4. Thank you guys for watching. We'll say